see my screen?
Yeah, I can see this.
Okay, so today we will create a new MVC project, and from scratch I will create a project, and we will uh, do the code first database connectivity approach, and in that we will also cover the partial views and the validations and all. Right. So the main is how we can do the connectivity using the entity framework code first approach. Okay. So basically we have the two approaches. One is a code first, second one is a database first approach. So in database first approach means to say if you first create the tables, and based on the tables or the table columns, we design the models. Means to say, let's say we have employee table, and that table having fields like ID, name, employee code, manager ID, department, right, email, like this. These are the fields we have. Let's suppose in employee table. So based on this table, we will design our model. We will uh, take the properties like the ID, email, employee code, and manager in the model. So we map the model and the table basically. That is the database first approach. So in this approach, first we design the database, and based on that database, we design our models. And the second approach is the code first approach. So code first approach means to say based on first we design the models. We create the models, we create the properties, we UI everything. When we execute that application, then application itself create the database, right? So that is code first approach. So based on the code, we will create system automatically create the tables. Let's say we have 5 models, so system will create the 5 tables against the models. So today we will see how we can perform this code first approach. Okay, I'm taking the MVC. Yeah, this one. So I'm saying EF underscore VC underscore sample. So this will be the project name EF code first underscore MVC sample. So this will be the MVC project with the empty template. Okay. So the very first thing we need to add in this MVC project, so it's a blank project right now. We can see we do not have any model view or even a controller. So and if we look into the references, we have these references. So I need to add one reference that is called entity framework. So let's add it. Just do right click. We can add reference. You need to go to this manage NuGet packages. Okay, so just go to this browse tab and type here entity framework. Entity framework.
I can't see your screen.
Screen is not visible. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop sharing and okay, let me now it's visible.
Yeah, now it says.
Okay. So I just created, the MVC empty project. Should I like recreate it or it is okay?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so it's like a blank empty MVC project right now. Okay, so you just need to right click on this references, just go to this manage NuGet packages. Then you need to go on this browse tab and just type entity framework. Yeah, so you need to add this entity framework. Uh, so we have like multiple versions. So based on the the application we can choose. So so right now we can take the latest one. So I'm just saying install. Say okay, accept. Yeah, done. So entity framework is now installed. So you can see this right green tick. So it is installed, and once you like select this one, you will see this uninstall option. That means we have entity framework installed for in our project. You can see this two references, entity framework dot SQL Server. Okay. Now the next thing is we need to add a model first. So as like we discussed, code first means to say first we design the models based on our requirement. Okay, so I'm going to create two models, let's say. Okay, we can say employee model. So we'll take some properties like we have employee that is the ID, string first name, string last name, department. You can say employee code. Okay, so we have these five properties for employee model. Okay, the next we will like use one attribute. Like in a previous session, we have like user required attribute. So this time we will use key attribute. So the key means to say when you like create a database or a table, we you need to use this using system component or data annotation. Okay, so the key means to say the ID will be the unique key. So it cannot be the duplicate, cannot be the null. So in when system will create the employee table, so key will be the primary key we can say. Okay. And further, you can also apply the validation attribute as well. So for now, I'm not adding anything. Uh, yeah. So the one model is ready, employee. The next we can add. Let's say department. So again, we have like ID, string DEPT, name, department name, string department code, string manager code. Okay, so manager code we can say the manager related to this department. Okay, so in department we have four keys. Okay, here we also add the ID as a key, unique key. Okay, that's it. So we have like created two models. One is employee and second one is department. Okay, next I will add a new table. Sorry, new folder. We'll say context, EF context. You can give any relevant name. So EF context. So in this, we will add a new class. I'm saying EMP EF context. Okay. Okay. So here you need to add inherit one class that is DbContext. And this DbContext is basically we need to use is using system.data.entity. So that's basically related to entity framework class. Okay. The next thing you need to create a constructor of this class. Okay, and say base. Okay. So now in base we need to provide the database connectivity part. That means to say the connection string. Okay, I'm opening the SQL server as well. Okay, so this is my the server name and login is SA and password is SA@123. So now I'm connected with the SQL server. Okay, uh, I have already the connection string with me. I'm just doing copy and paste. Okay, in web.config file, we need to add the connection string. So I'm just providing the connection string after app settings tag. So this is the connection string. So what is connection string? We already use this in ASP.NET. So it's the same. So the connection string is basically representing the database connectivity details. Detail means to say the server name, what is the server name, the username, user ID, password, right? So this is the connection string. So my server name is this. And initial catalog means to say database name. So I want to create a database, let's say my EMPDB. So this will be the database name. System will create a database, my EMPDB, and under this database, system will create two tables, employee and department. Okay. And this connection string, we provided the name to this connection string is DB connection string. Okay, just copy this DB connection string name and go to the context file in base just pass that connection string name. Now what is saying this, DbContext file is basically responsible to create the tables, right? Create the table. So where to create the table? System will like take this connection string, connect with this database server, then create this DB. Then under this DB, system will create these two tables for against model. Okay. So it's not like system will directly go to the model and start reading the how many number of classes we have. Then it will create the tables for these models. It's not like that. So whatever that models we 1 second, please. Okay. Okay. So whatever the models we will like use or define in this context file, system only create the tables against that model. Okay. So now we will say db set, and under the db set we will pass the model name employee. Just add this namespace and name will be employee. Yeah. Okay. So when system execute this context file, system will check what is db set. Db set means to say the table which we want to create in the database. So we define employee. So system will create the employee table. So like we have two models, but we define only employee. So system will only create the one table against the employee. If we want to create the department as well, we need to say db set department. Okay, that's it. So this is the file basically responsible to create the tables in the database. Which database? In system will like take the database details from the connection string, and system will create the tables against the DB sets. Okay. So all right. So we are like almost set with the model part. Okay. Now let's create the controller. Okay. I'm taking the empty controller. Name is named as home controller. Okay. We have this under home. We have this index. So let's create a view against this index. Add view. So we will say empty, but this time, okay, before creating view, once you like created this models and the context files, just build your project so that when you add the view, system will take the reference of these classes as well. Okay, now add view. In view name will be index, select empty. Okay, this time we will select the model name as employee, and the context will be EF context. Okay, we are not using any master page. Yeah, that's it. Say add. Give me a minute, please. Okay, yeah, sorry. So, yeah, so basically we have created this employee, I mean the view, and bind the model, the employee model. Now we will create a form. We'll say using HTML.BeginForm. Okay, and we will provide some action controller and the post method. Okay, so here we will okay. So we have ID, first name, last name, and we have department and employee code. Department EM code. Okay, and we will take input type, submit, value as save. Okay, and we'll say at the HTML dot textbox 4 x dot id. HTML dot textbox 4 x dot first name department. Okay. Okay, so form is ready. Okay, so we will not save, we'll say add employee. So we will like submit the request at this section, add employee under the home controller. So now we will create this add employee action. So public action result add employee will return the view. Okay, now, okay, so we need to save the record in database. So we need to create the object of this class, EMP context class. So just copy it and you can declare it at controller level with scope private. And we can say DB, say just say DB at the reference. And in controller, we can initialize it. Home controller, say DB equals to new context. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now next, when we say add employee, so basically when we submit this, so a form basically, a model basically, this model will be submitted to add employee. So we will add employee as a model at the reference of model as well. Okay. Now, right now we do not have like implemented the validation. So we can directly save the record in database. So we'll say db dot employee dot add, and we will pass the object of employee. Okay. So this is the EF expression. We are using EF. This is EF, entity framework. So we are saying DB is what? It's the object of employee context class or the context class. And the context class, we have the employee property, this one, employee. Now we are saying add the employee. Okay. And from where we are getting the employee details, we are getting from employee object. So from inside add employee method. So here we are like basically submitting the employee details to add employee. Here we are receiving the add employee detail. Then finally we are adding that employee details in the tables. Okay. After add uh, after add command, we need to say save changes. So save changes is something like we are submitting the transaction or ending the transaction in DB. So here we can say here we prepare the query, insert query, or we can say insert query. This is the insert query. Okay. And save changes means executing query. Okay. So insert query means to say system automatically create the insert query in the background. We do not need to add like the DB queries insert into the table or something. So based on this expression, this system automatically create the insert query. And when we call the save changes, the query get executed on the table. Okay. Okay. Once like it is created, we can again say we have the view back message. We can say record saved successfully, and we can say model state dot clear just to clear the form. Okay. Once we add the employee in the table, we will like again go back to the uh, this index. We can call the index, or we can say return redirect to action, and the action name will be index. System will again call this section index. Okay. Uh, okay. So that's it. We can first check and verify. Like system will create the database or not, and under the database, we have to see supposed to be there the two tables, employee and department. Okay. Let's execute it. Build this project first, and then run it. Diksha, screen is visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Okay. So here we have like the form. So I'm saying ID1, first name is Zipper1, last name Kashyap, department ID, employee code, let's say uh, A01 something. Okay. So this is the employee code, and I'm saying save. So this is the first time like in a background system will create the table and all something. Uh, okay, okay, okay. Let me just comment this view back for now. So I believe like the save changes is already executed. So system already created the table. Okay, let's re-execute. Okay, we can verify that. So just go to the Web.config file. So the catalog name is initial catalog means a database name is my empdb. We can verify. Just refresh. Right now we do not have my db, my efdb. Just refresh it. Yeah. So now we can see we have the db, my empdb. So under this we have two tables, employee and department. Okay. Let's see. Select star from employees. Yeah, so we have one record in this table, one Kashyap ID and A01. Okay, now re-execute it. We can add two or three records. Okay, let's handle this error. I think we can use a view data. Okay, view data, and on form we can say iterative view data message not equals null then we can say @view data message dot toString. Uh, 400 pixel padding, 10 pixel text line center. Background can give this green color. Okay. So we have one record there in table. Okay, now I will add second record. Okay, where it is visible. Oh, sorry. So basically, supposed to be inside the if condition. Okay, now I'm going to add the second record. Say first name, Aman, Kashyap, department EM A02. Say save. Okay, record is saved. Okay, we do not receive that message, but we can check that. But let's see record is inserted in table or not. Yeah, so record is inserted. Okay, so let me add. Okay, just resolve that this first. View data message equals to null. Value count is 0. Okay, so we'll add the third record. Let's say Sam testing A0 A03. Okay, so basically we are not receiving the data inside view data. Okay, so the main thing is that is working. Okay, we can check in the yesterday's session. That is uh, view data in MVC. syntax is correct. View data record saved successfully. Okay, I got it. What is the issue? So basically we are saying uh, redirect to action. So instead of redirect to action, we can say view. Test 5, test 05. Yeah. So now we have this confirmation message record saved successfully. Okay, so here we can see we have now 5 recording table. Okay, so if you have seen, even we do not write any SQL query in our code, or even not created any database or table, right? System automatically created the database, then the tables. Even we are able to handle this insert queries as well. Okay, this is the insert query. Even we can fetch all the record and show the table as well. Okay, let me create that as well. Okay, now I'm creating new action. I'll say public action result view all employees. So this action will basically return me the entire table. Return view. Okay. So I'm taking, okay, let's take a variable. I'm saying employee list. So this employee list will save all the records from employee table. So the simple will say simply will say db.employees employee dot to list. Yeah, and we'll say db dot save changes. That's it. The 2 lines only. We are just saying we are reading the all records from tables and converting that all records into list and saving them in employee list variable. And we will pass this employee list to the view. Okay, now we will like add a new view. Again, we will say the empty. The class is employee. The context is this, and say add. So when we are saying employee only, so it will add the employee model for the single record, but we need the list. So here you can see the template we have a list template as well. So it will like give me the list, the feature of list. We can use this, or even we can manually create uh, the entire template as well. Okay, let's do it with list first. Uh, Only one code I want to explain in from the list. After that, I will remove and we will create from scratch only. Yeah, the code is this. So, okay, let me parallelly open the both. So this is the list, employee list, and the second one is index is basically the employee form. So here you can see both views having a model attribute, but on index, it's a single employee. But in the list, we have enum. Enum means to say collection of employees. So enum is basically readable connection, read-only collection. Okay, so this is the only difference between this model and this model. When we are saying we are taking a list, so we need to use this enumerable. Okay, I am just removing this. We will create this from scratch. Even I'm removing this all employee view as well. Okay, just go to the view, all employee, take empty, select the model, say add. So when you are saying employee, then it will add this single employee. Just replace with this enumerable employee. So now we will have the list of employees. Okay. Okay, now we need to create the table. So we'll say at the rate. Okay, first design a table. I'm saying so how many columns we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First name, last name, segment, M code. Okay, this is the head part. Then we have T body. T body means T head is the header. T body means to say the body section for the table. So the body section will be based on loop. I mean we will fetch the information from this enumerable model. Okay. To fetch the information from model, you just need to write a model. This is a predefined keyword. So this model is basically attached with this model. Okay. Now we will say we will design a row. And here we will say at the rate emp dot id. First name, last name, EMP code. Yeah. We can say border equals 1. Okay. So this table, this view will like create a table and table for the employee. And this code will basically read the all record from the table and save inside the EMP list. This EMP list we are passing to the view. So this EMP is basically a list, or we can say the collection of employee. And here we are saying this view receive the collection of employee. And one by one we are like fetching the employee and we are just printing in the table. Okay, let's execute it, or we can provide a link here. Say a view all employee. Say href equals home slash view all employee. Okay. Okay, so we have already 5 records in the table. When I click on this view all employee, what is saying? Okay, double home is here. Okay, home. Just remove this. Okay, when I click on this all employee, this time home is not there. Okay, let me manually write it. Home slash view employee. So here we can see the table. We have 5 records, A1 to A5. So we have 5 records on this view all employee view. So basically we are now executed the select query on the table. So the code is just 2 line of code for the select query, mainly this line only. db.emp.toList, we are fetching all the records and just passing the records to employee view. Okay. Any doubt, Diksha, Vivek?
No, Pawan.
Okay. So this is the all about the EF. So you can create as many you want the models, and based on the models you define in the context file. You just need to add that DB set inside the DB set. So system automatically create the tables against this DB context file. So we have department table as well, but we didn't add any record we can see, but table is ready. So in department, there is no record. Okay, but we have added five records in employee. Okay. Any doubt till here?
No, Pawan.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now I'm like moving to the new. It's a like the EF part only. Now we will create a new view, but more complex view. Means to say I want to perform both operation insert and view all employee on single view. Okay, so for that we will create one more model, or that model will not represent the table. Okay, let's create a table folder. We will say it's a view model only. View model means to say it's we are just creating this model for view only, not for the table. Okay, so I'm adding one class. I'm saying employee model. Okay, this is the employee model. So here I'm defining two properties. One is employee, which is basically representing the table. I can say, yeah, employee. And second, I'm saying list of employee. Employee list. Employee list. Okay, so these are the two properties. And let's create the constructor employee model, and I will initialize these two properties in constructor only. I'm saying employee equals new employee, and second one is employee list equals new employee list. Yeah. Now, uh, okay, let's create a new action. Saying public action result. You can say EMP, and we'll say we'll return the view. So now this view is basically, okay, let me call this employee model here, private employee model EMP model. Just initialize it in employee model. Give me a minute, please. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so we basically create the object of employee model and we initiate it inside the constructor. And now we will pass this employee model to this EMP action, employee model. So right now, both are blank, means list is blank or the employee is blank. But we have some data inside this table, so I want to populate the data in this model. So we can say we can just copy and paste this code here, and we can say EMP model dot employee list equals to EMP list. Okay, simple. So we are just saying we read the data. If some data is here, we are just populating inside employee list. Okay, now add the view. So we will take the empty. This time the model will be the employee model. Okay, and say add. Uh, we need to rebuild it actually. Employee model. Clear and build. Okay, basically we need. So basically we are selecting the DB context. So that is not required in this scenario. Okay. So now we will perform two operation. We'll say at the rate HTML dot partial. So this is a partial view. So this view will be like add employee, and we will pass the model. The model will be model dot model dot employee, and the second one will be the list. So we'll say at the rate HTML dot partial view employees, and this time we will pass model dot employee list. Yeah. So now we need to create these two views, add employee and view employee. Again, go back to this. say add view. So view name will be add employee. So this time you need to click on this, create a partial view with empty. The model will be employee. Say add. So this is the partial view. So this time you will see you do not receive any HTML tag or something. So and this is a partial, so you need to add your just code only. So I'm just doing the copy paste because we already you know did this. So I'm just copying this form just and adding a here. Okay. And now I'm going to add the second view, that is view employee. View employee. This will also a partial view. Model is same. Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm just doing copy and paste. Okay. We need to copy this as well. So because uh, it's like the single employee, but we need the list. So I'm giving the EMP part. And just giving this part. Okay. And the above part will be inside the parent one. The parent is this one. So I'm saying body, then table. Yeah. Okay. Add employee. We'll say the add employee. I'm just doing more changes because when we hit submit button, so it will redirect me to index. So this time, now we need to redirect to employee. So I will like change here, redirect to action employee when we submit it. Okay, I think that's it. Let me rebuild. Okay, so basically this is the index view. So we need to execute this EMP. So I'm just writing an URL /home.emp. So now you can see we have two views. One is this form part and second one is the table. So both are basically coming from partial view, right? So for the first one is the save this view, add employee view, and the second is view employee. So both are the partial views. Okay, now I'm adding the next record, say record 6, John Smith, department IT, employee A06. And I'm saying save. So when I say save, the record immediately get reflected under this table. Okay, so this is how we can use the partial view using entity framework, or like we can combine the both the concept. Even you can now introduce the validation part as well in this model, employee model. Okay, let's say I'm saying the first name is required. That's required. And under this we can say error message. Name is required. And on view here, it's first name. Yeah, for first name. Now we can add the validation here. At the rate HTML dot validation message for x dot first name. Okay, we can even provide the style color red. Okay, and now when we save the record, now we can first check the model state. If model stage is valid, then we will save the record and redirect to employee. Okay, and say there this record saved successfully. Okay, otherwise error message. Sing home emp. Okay, got it, got it. So basically now we are saying that so table is already created or something, and then after we are saying employee is mandatory, means it cannot be null, So now system is saying if we are introducing this this attribute, first name is required, but in system, if we see the table description, see first name is allow nulls is true. ID is key, so that's why it is we ID cannot be null, but first name can be null. But now in this model we are saying first name is required. So now the definition of model is mismatching with the definition of table. So we need to run the migration part. If we are like after creating the table, we are like updating the things. We need to migrate, execute the migration, or the second thing we can drop this database and recreate it. Let me delete the database. So I need to select any. Yeah. Okay, now let me execute it again. Let's see. Okay, so table is created, database created. I'm saying ID1 name, department ID A01, first name is blank. Okay, so see, we do not receive any the record, but we didn't receive any message. But we are saying okay, basically we are saying redirect to action. In this scenario, we can redirect to this. Done view EMP. Small is empty. We're basically doing the post action. Employee model, model, return view is if we are saying return view, no, I do not need to do this. Okay, let's test it with this. Add employee. model be
Pawan, I think you're not audible.
hello.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm audible now.
Yeah, now.
Okay. So basically, I'm trying to populate the data uh, in one view only after success or after validation error. Yeah. So now we have the validation message. Name is required. Okay. So system is not able to insert. You know, once we first we need to clear this validation. Okay. Now I'm adding one record. And department ID, employee code A01 and say save. So the record is inserted, validation is gone, form is clear. Now I'm adding second record, let's say A02 and say submit. So system not added the second record, it's throwing the error name is required. So once I provide the name, then system save the record in DB. Okay, even we can test with say okay, first name is blank, test, testing A03. When I say save, we have this validation message. Okay, okay, refresh it. The server, this is the DB table. Employee. So see, we can see we have only two records, not the third record. So basically system restrict us due to this validation. So this record is not inserted. So when I'm saying providing all the required information, then system only insert the record. Yeah, see record 3. Okay, so this is how we can put multiple views on in single page as well. And in that case, you need to manage by creating a view model. So let's say right now we have just employee and employee list. We are creating a form for employee and displaying the list of all employee. Let's say I also want to display the department as well, all departments of means to say the all department list. So I need to add uh, the list of department property here in this view model. And based on that, I need to update all my views. So like we have one this partial view for add employee, for view employee. We can also give the department as well. Okay, we can do that. Let me add the department manually in database. I will add just 2 departments. So we can see we have no record right now. I'm just saying insert into department values. One is the ID. ID is 1. Department is say ID. Department code is D01. Manager code is A01. So I'm adding just 2 department. Testing D02 and A02. Okay, so ID2. Department name, department code, and manager code. The value identity column department can only be specified the column list using the identity insert is on. Okay. Yeah. So for department ID is auto generated. So 1 and 2. Okay. So 2 records are inserted in table. I want to fetch this information and again want to display here. So I need to introduce the third partial view and add it on the main view. Okay, so what changes I need to perform for this requirement? First, I need to add the partial view. Let's say the third div. Okay, the similar change means I need to show the table. So I'm saying the table. Now I'm saying view departments. Okay, now the model, the next change I need to perform inside the model. So we have this view model. So I need to introduce a new property type of list for department. Right, department list. Department list. That's it. Initialize it. Okay, now in this controller EMP. So we fetch the employees. Now we will fetch the department. We'll say where dpt list equals db.departments.toList. db.SaveChanges. And then we will assign emp model dot department list equals department list. Okay, and in view we will say the department list, model dot department list. Okay, just build the application first. Model dot department list. Okay, now the third change is we need to create this department view. We need to create a partial view. Department view, empty. The model is department. Say, okay, we can do copy and paste for employee view. This one, view employees. Yeah. So we'll say how many columns we have. ID, department name, code, manager code, ID. Okay, say department. Okay, that's it. Build and run it. Yeah. So now we can see, okay, we have extra column, just remove it. Where is EMP? uh, ID, department name, code, manager ID, manager code. Okay, control F5. So now we have employees and department as well. Okay, so we have three different view in single page. Okay, so once like we let's say anyone add the department in a background, so it will immediately get reflected here on our screen. Let's say I add the new department in a background. It's like dev department. ID is 3, code is 3. Execute. Just refresh it. So we have this dev department here. Okay, so this is how we can like deal with the partial views using database database code first, approach. So I think I have like covered everything related to the database code first approach. So do you have
Yeah.
any query, Diksha and Vivek?
No, I don't
Yeah.
have any.
Okay. Okay. So this is our last class today, basically.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
so if you still have any doubt, you
Mm.
can email me
Okay.
your queries. So you can
Mm.
write my email. My email is pavan.kashyap9@gmail.com. You can write me your queries. I'll answer you, or even you
Okay.
can connect directly to Sahil as well.
Okay.
Okay, you can provide your queries to Sahil, and I will take care of your queries.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.